Hello everyone and welcome back. That's super loud. I'm so sorry. Was that super loud for you guys? Hey everybody and welcome back to another Monday VoxEdit stream with me, the one and only PandaPops. Hope you all had a fantastic weekend. Who is excited for the 3rd of March, not this month, the 3rd of March? Who's excited for that? But yeah, happy Monday, friends. How am I feeling? Sparky, I'm feeling much better. I've really needed that evening, and like the next day I was still a little bit off, but after that, absolutely fine. So I'm doing great today. Absolute great. Just made a video this afternoon, how to trace in Gmail, protect yourself online. Okay, right. But yeah, feel much better. What a busy day the 3rd is going to be. I know. Wait, what day of the week? Oh, a Thursday. It's always a Thursday. Well, you guys are going to have me twice on a Thursday as well. We're going to be doing... Oh, okay, shilling panda time is happening early. It's shill time. Yay! Okay. So, if you don't already know... I am the one and only NFT queen, PandaPops, and not only do I stream for the Sandbox, but I also stream for my own stuff, doing pretty much any and all blockchain stuff. I make a lot of blockchain, crypto-related content over on my YouTube. If you want to find me, it is PandaPops, literally PandaPops over on YouTube, PandaPops90 on Twitch, and PandaPops on DLive. You'll also find me on Twitter if you don't already. Sandbox did tweet out this live with me tagged in it, so you should be able to find me there. So, there we go. On Thursdays, I do a tutorial morning stream, UTC morning, where I'll go and break down one particular aspect of VoxEdit and go into big detail with you guys about it. And then the Thursday evening streams, I do all of my own assets for the game I'm creating. And I also stream on Tuesdays, which is tomorrow. But Thursday, we obviously have Alpha Season 2. Hope everybody is going to be super excited. For today, hopefully it should be titled, we're going to be doing Collision. I feel like I've covered Collision before, whether that's been on my own stream, own videos, or whatever, but I don't think I've properly covered it in this video. So we're going, in this stream. So we're going to be talking about collisions within the Game Maker. Now, there are a few ways you can work around these. There is the possibility of turning collisions off on a certain asset within Game Maker, and then maybe hiding something invisible inside to create a smaller collision if you're making a very large object. Few things to bear in mind. The area that you work within in the modeler, when you open up the modeler, the area, the grid that you're working in, that is your collision box, which is why there is the trim button, which I will show you by going into this and just raising this slightly like that. So if I left this little object would have a collision within this box. So if an avatar tried to get near it, they're going to be this far away, which is why we use this top button all the way up here, trim volumes, and it will go from largest to largest point. And that is one way we trim down collisions. So we trim down the volume so we can avoid collisions, which is absolutely fine until we start expanding what we're creating. When we try and make something a little bit more, I've got nothing here that I can use as an example. Where are some examples? Oh, like the room I did. The room, if you want to know how to go about creating rooms, then I definitely suggest you go check this out. But the room I did, this is a really good example of what we would have to do to break down collisions. You wouldn't all make this in one thing because we'd have collisions. So we would have to break each and every individual item down. I think what we will do is we'll make something like this. I'll show you how I made a desk and what we've got to do to avoid the collisions. But one big thing is that if you put any form of animation, even if it's a static animation, if you just got different static animations like this table right here. So this table has numerous, like, there's no actual animation. It's just got numerous different styles or sets. This would actually put a collision around the entire thing from the highest point. So there'd be a collision from up this point rather than going from the base. So as soon as you start putting static animations in there, or any animation, it will put a collision box over the entire thing. So what we're going to be doing is I'm going to show you how you can break down certain items to avoid these collisions. And I've done it before. I did one on my own stream if you want to go back and check, which is, I did this. I did a chase in one of my rooms where I broke it down. So we're just going to be doing something like that. Does anybody have any questions? Anything they want to know? Have I gone too fast? Oh, and when it's an individual model, that's called a simple entity. And when you start putting more models together, regardless of whether there's animation involved, it's called a compound entity. Just so you know. Free Wizzy for all. I don't have a Wizzy to give out, but I do have the one and only weapon crate. Woo! Oh, wait. I don't need to clap and cheer. The weapon crate! Oh, my phone's decided to just go hyper on alerts. Weapon crate. Yes, the weapon crate. Let's see if I can get it up for you guys. So, and I feel like I could probably let you know now that I do have a special NFT. Only a very few amount have been minted, which will be given out on my streams during the alpha, in ways of competitions and stuff like that. But here's the weapon crate for the people that have not seen it. It is just a common weapon crate. I wanted to keep it something that I could probably give out a lot of these. I feel like it would be quite versatile in a lot of people's games, or just as a nice little collectible. But there we go. And do remember that these get anything from not just my giveaways, but the ones that Alex does as well. They usually all get sent out in batches. This next batch will be done in March, when gas fees are, you know, at a half decent price, not too expensive. But yep, that's the giveaway. So, what do you guys? I could make a desk doesn't really show collision very well. I could make a chair that would show collision, but that's not a very big thing to make. I need to be better prepared for you guys. The whole list of the things that you guys wanted to see just disappeared. It got erased. Don't know where the save of it went. Have no idea where it is. So if you do have suggestions on tutorial-based things you want to see, let me know. And I will make a separate list. I'll make one on my PC, and I'll also write it down. And then that way it's in two places, and I can't accidentally delete something written down that's on my desk. My desk barely ever gets cleared, especially random bits of paper. I have so many random bits of paper. But yeah, what do you guys kind of want to see being broken down for collisions? What could I show you? What about making a okay, yeah, I could show you how to make a cart. That, obviously, we won't be able to give it animations, because the whole point of doing the breaking things apart for collisions is the moment that you add animation, it takes the weapon crate. You want me to make a weapon crate? I've made a weapon crate. I'm not making another one. Yeah, we can do a minecart for sure. Right, create new assets. Monday. Minecart. Save. So generally, straight away, straight in the animator. I never use the modeler anymore. I do everything in the animator. Straight away, when you open it up, off of the root node, put a control node. Straight away. Don't have to call it control node, just another node that everything else is going to be a child off of. And then that way, if you've got to move your project, you only need to move the control node, and not each individual piece. I'm pretty new to the game, so I'm happy to learn anything. Brilliant. There are a lot of things. Sometimes we make like a fairly large project, and I will end up breaking down a few of the basics and maybe some tracks for it. I feel like would tracks just be a separate thing? Maybe. We'll see. So generally what I like to do, one, for a minecart, I do want an image of that. A lot of the times things can be sort of in my head and be absolutely fine. Yeah, okay. And then sometimes I like to just have a little look at some reference images. Most of the time I use Pinterest for reference images, but right now I'm just using Google, got this come up. And because I'm only here for an hour, we are not going to do really, really high detailed objects, but I could do high detailed things in a separate one. Track separate. Yeah, you like the idea of track separate. What I could do is, no, I do like the idea of track separate, actually. I was going to say what I could do is the minecart could just be on top of some tracks, and then have other tracks as something separate that could be placed together with it, but just having the cart on its own and then the tracks on its own would be fine. So what I like to do, new VXM, we're going to call this cart, and from this, I'm actually going to build the entire cart in here. Going to load my palette that I always use. And right, so I'm thinking the height wants to be, I want it quite tall, so I'm gonna go for 45. Nope, we're gonna go for 50. Not as tall, so the avatars and medium humans are 64 voxels tall, 2 meters. 1 meter in the sandbox is 32 voxels. So the humans are, or medium humans and avatars are 2 meters tall. So I want this cart to just be a little less than that. And then lengthwise, we're probably going to have it longer than a human. So I'm going to go for 70. And we're going to go for 45 in here. And what I'm going to do is have like a nice sort of steel type color. I think this might work nicely. Maybe a bit darker. Yeah, I quite like that. Okay, so I want this whole entire, in fact, no, I don't want the whole base doing. I want it to go from here. And I'm just gonna have it as quite as, do I want it square? Do we want it square, or do we want it to sort of like taper out a little bit? Doing it square would be a really good way of I'm gonna do it square just because it's a really good way to show you guys how collisions are done. And then, or how to break things apart for collisions. But usually what I would do for this is I would potentially do the sides separate. And we can do that afterwards. So I'll show you the easy way if you're like wanting to practice, and then we'll go about it a different way after that. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Beautiful. And then for the side. Work that out. That out. Out. Probably pull that out. 1. Oh, whoops. That looks good. Not mad at that. Some of that doesn't. It's not the same height. There we go. Equal now. And then we're going to want a big hole in the top. So all I'm going to do is just draw out where I want the hole to be. It's about right. Going to add just a few wood panels in here. Once again, I'm not trying to make this high detail. I do obviously want there to be some form of detail in here. I'm not aiming to go for super high quality detail into this. And what have you guys been up to over the weekend? Have you been doing anything fun, anything like that? And we'll add, oh, whoops, one more here. If you guys have any suggestions, throw them out. I accept any and all suggestions. Might not follow through on your suggestions, but I do accept them. Okay. Okay, we'll do the wheels separate. The wheels will be separate, as well as the bit that it sits on as well. Where are you putting wheels on it? I'm going to do the wheels separate, just because of the way I want to make the wheels, that it won't quite work for what we're doing here. And we'll go for just this one. A bit darker, please. Two, 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Three, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5. Quite how I want it. Alright, doesn't need to be perfect. I don't know why I'm trying to get this perfect. Really doesn't need to be. Alright, you get the idea. So we got those bits going along the side. There you go. Right, you guys get the idea. Maybe some gold. Yep, that's all gonna come second. We're doing this so we can do collisions. So we've got the cart, new, and we're gonna do wheel. Sometimes doing the wheels can be a little bit of a pain. I am going to have, I'm just gonna go for grey wheels. Make this 20. Right, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Okay. Be about the right size, hopefully. And trim that. Center it. Also didn't center the cart, so make sure that's centered. And from the control node, we're going to put cart. Move the cart there. So what we're going to do for the collision, one, we're just going to delete all of this inside. There we go. Very nice. a nice little box in there. There's a few other things that we could do. We're going to just raise this because I'm going to make a copy and do cart bottom. I'm going to edit it, and all I'm going to do is just pretty much delete everything other than the bottom layer. I'm going to make the whole bottom layer just grey. Just for the ease, we're going to make it slightly longer, so 66, probably, yeah, we'll do 70. Drag it out. And once again, center to the floor, trim it. And off of there, we're going to have bottom. The bottom of the cart. Go the other way and the cart goes off of it. This is now going to go up the bottom of it. Right. And then the proportions are really out there. What we're going to do next is off of the bottom, we're going to do create child node, and we're going to call this wheel node. And we're going to call this W1 for wheel number 1. I'm also going to flip this so it's facing that way. If it's still in the center, which is great. Pull out the wheel. Wheel is technically still a bit too big. We're going to make it work. And all we're going to do is duplicate this and have that W2 and rotate it. Now we have a wheel. Could do with being a bit thicker as well, so we can make that possibly a 3. And because it's a duplicate, whatever we do to this will happen to the other one. I did something wrong there. There we go. We can also, which will help, we can get this and just have a line that goes across that. Now we've got a wheel. There we go, lovely wheel. And then what we're going to do with this node is we're going to call this, we're going to duplicate this one. I'm going to call this wheel node 2. And we've got that ready made for us. And then we're going to do the same again, duplicate wheel node 3. Usually what I like to do is, whoops, why have you not? Build node 3 gone. Oh, there it is. What I like to do is make sure these are positioned where I want them to be, and I will duplicate from there. So I'll go back to wheel node 1 and then not import. Then I will duplicate again and call this wheel node 4. And I will move it over here. So they're perfectly in line. There. Going to grab wheel 4. So now we have wheels. Now, once again, this isn't obviously perfect or anything like that. This is meant to just be showing you how we can break things down for collision purposes. So now we've got this. Our wheels are all separate. You see how they're just one thing there. We've got this bottom bit, which is separate. We could also, if I go to the bottom of the cart, I want to do it over here. If I go to the bottom and maybe make it 70. So I want to do the height. If I make this 6, and I do want to make it 72 actually, and I get like something for a light. or something like that. Just random something. I don't want it on both sides. Go away. I can just do something like that. You can just add that there. And this would then make the collision, you see how that box is now a little bit higher and things like that? That's now extended the collision. So those white boxes you see are their collision. And next we want gold. So you wouldn't just make the cart and then, so what you don't want to do is make the cart and then add like gold here or gold towering above. Really what it is like, let's say you just have gold towering all the way up to the top, you know, stacks and stacks of gold, because then the collision is now up there. That's where it is. We're just gonna come out of this. We also, as you can see, which this is what I forgot, I've just made a hole which doesn't help. So this is all in, I've done this wrong. Okay, guys, just pretend that I haven't said all of the wrong stuff. So we didn't need to make a hole. We didn't need to do that. What we need to do is do cart side 1, cart front, cart back. So we've made the cart. And then from the cart, we're going to do child nodes side 1, front, create, back. Okay. And we're going to move these there. So cart back goes on back, side 1 goes on side 1, and front goes on front. What we need to do, so we're going to do back first. I'm going to pretend this is the back. Because what we've created, the cart itself, is in a collision box. That hole that we made isn't a hole. If the avatar tried to jump inside of it, it would just be stood on top of the box. What we need to do is we need to break the cart apart to avoid collision. So what we're going to do is we're going to take, this is for just the back, so we're going to delete everything, all of it. And we're going to trim it. And there's that. So now we've just got the back piece. Next, we're going to go and do side 1. I have decided this is side 1. So this side needs to be taken. So the back needs to go. And this side also needs to go. And this side also needs to go. We are also going to take out the bottom, the side 1. Now we've got side 1. We also need to go, I think cart front is still fine. Yeah, so cart front's still fine. So I'm just going to make this and call this bottom. I mean, we do have that bottom bit, but we don't really need to be that low down in the cart as an avatar. So bottom C. And then what we're going to do is, so we've done side 1, so we're going to do the front. So once again, same thing. We're just going to delete everything. What we could have done is, because the front and back are the same, we could have just used the same one for the front and the back. Make sure to always make sure you trim your volumes. For this, you don't need to move the pivot point. Now, if we wanted to rearrange the way it looked, maybe rotate things out at an angle, then yes, we would want to move the pivot point, and then we would have to put it back together. And now we're going to go to bottom. And for the bottom, once again, we're going to delete everything other than, well, we're going to do the whole sides. All the sides need to go. Let's go back. That was silly. So all the sides need to go. And so we don't end up accidentally deleting parts of the bottom. we are just going to do the sides individually. There we go. Trim it. So now it's trimmed all the way down there. And then we go to our main cart, which is now side 2. So we're going to go from here, drag it along, and delete all of that. So we just have side 2. And there we go. See how this is now all trimmed into sections. We now have all of this into sections. So it is probably possible for sure. Space Bamboo, how are you doing? I pretty much relearn the program every time I open it. Oh yeah, that's definitely something that happens. My tea's gone cold again. Play in the San Vegas Casino Club. Is there going to be a Vegas Casino Club? Have I missed any important questions? Go West, hello. Baxi, hello. Night Creator, why do you think that? Sandbox is doing absolutely great. Absolutely fantastic. So from here, what we would do is then, yes, you can create all your gold and stuff. So I'm going to do new, I'm going to call this gold stack. So load. And we're just going to section this into gold stacks. I don't like that color. Okay. Go back to that. I'm going to copy and paste that exact same color, draw my line, and then I'm just going to make it just slightly darker right there. Beautiful. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, really, really close. Perfect. Right. Trim that. And then we would still want to have this in a few stacks. Like there. 1, 2, 3, 4, and on the 5th one. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the 5th one. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the 5th one. 1, 2, 3. That's the 5th one, so I'm going to just that. More for those. Right, grab our color again, and whoops, we don't want to do face. Making stacks of gold bars. Should have put the mirror tool on for this, but never mind. We're already committed. They're probably just down the middle. Well, you could make like one single one. You want to be careful of faces, but you could easily just make one single one, sort of place on top to, you know, give it that defining feature. Is the gold inside the hay bales? Oh, no, it's not inside the hay bales. That's, for anybody that, I'm guessing that's in reference to the hay bale beds that I made. We're just gonna put S on them, like it's sand. I don't want to do it on all of them. Some of them aren't legit. There we go. That's my reasoning. Some of the gold bars aren't legit. Alois, what do you mean you can't play it? The Alpha Season 2 is out on the 3rd of March. That's when you get to play within the metaverse, right? And that's only for a set amount of time that Alpha's available. In the meantime, you can use things like VoxEdit, that I'm doing here, to be able to create assets for either your games, or if you want to sell them in the future when that's open to everybody to be able to sell, then you can get ready to do that. Or you can use the Game Maker to create your own games that you may want to put into the metaverse. With your own games, you will either need to own land within Sandbox to publish your game onto your piece of land, or you would need to rent somebody else's plot of land out. Now, with more, it looks better now with more lines. It does, doesn't it? Right, let's trim it, center it, and all we're going to do is go from the cart, create child node, just call it gold. You can obviously create whatever you want to create. Doesn't need to have all of this. I'm just showing you that you need to break it down pretty much. Okay, that gold is really, really small. So I'm going to duplicate this gold, duplicate gold 2. I have a second stack of gold. Even rotate it. And those lines just sort of show you the box that it's in. Just do it like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make a clone of the gold stack and just call this gold bar. I'm going to go and edit the gold bar, and I'm going to just delete everything other than just 1. Keep it looking like that. Okay. Trim it, center it. Okay, that's poking out the side. We definitely don't want anything poking out the side. And then what we're going to do off of the gold stack is create another child node and call this bar 1. I mean, I may not want to add more than 1 extra bar. Then you can just kind of make it your own by making it, you know, there's just 1 sat on top of it. We can have some gems and things like that. I wonder if you could drop an item inside the cart if it has collisions plus gravity. Not too sure. Maybe you could test it out with something. But yeah, generally, so the main thing is now that we have this cart, oh, wait, guys. Are you guys gonna get hyped? What time is it? What time is it? What time is it? It's time for the giveaway! Woo! Woo! I'm only gonna drop this link once. Only fill it out once. If you have won one of my giveaways already, you do not get another go. Hype time. It is hype time. We'll do the cheering again. Yay! Okay, cheering's done. We're done. Oh. But and also do remember from the giveaway that the people that win the giveaways, you go into a spreadsheet and you get highlighted if you haven't had the asset sent to you yet. So don't worry, sometimes it may take a little while. For me, I will be doing another bulk send within March. So that should be going out as long as gas is fairly reasonable. I send between 5 to 10. Depending on gas price, I send, currently I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people waiting. So yeah, if you win today, you're in a very, very good chance of getting your asset sent within the March lot. Done, close it now, done, close it now, I love that. But yes, so we've done this, which is obviously helpful for collisions. Now, like I said with these, when we broke it up, was not to move the pivot. Now, if I wanted to make the cart have a slight tilt, you know, where it sort of goes out like that, then I would want to move the pivot, and we would have to put that asset back together in the right place and rotate it and rig it up correctly. Things that would stay the same are like the wheels and this bottom base bit, and even this bottom bit could all stay the same, and it would only be moving the pivots for these pieces. And if we were to move it out like this, I could potentially just reposition it slightly. We would then also need something here to fill in this gap, whether that's just, you know, something additional we add in. Something like that, make this bit a bit longer in a few places because it is only the side. All I would need to do is, one, I would use the ghost way so I would be able to see it, and I would extend this to probably 70, and it's the wrong side, so I'm just shimmy it that way. Whoops. I'm gonna set to 4. That looks about right. So then what I would do is come out of that, and I would just extend this out like this. And potentially just drag it down to around there. Obviously I can see the ghost outline, so I would just extend it until it looks to be around this way. Pull it out so it's all in line, fills up that gap. But then I would also have to do this side. A few other ways to do this would be, I would make these bits straight, so I'd have the side panels straight, and I would do all those separate. I could show you separately how I would go about doing that. Let's just, oh, that stayed large. Oh, I saved it, that's why. Like, that stayed really big. Yep, because I saved it. And because I've moved it about, it's now, it now doesn't look quite right. There we go. So the main thing is, usually what I always do is start with the main body. So if I'm making a chair, I would make an entire chair how I want the chair. The chair's the easiest one for me to explain to you, and I could do it over the next 20 minutes to really show you guys very, very quickly how you break down a chair, because chairs are literally the easiest ones to break down and to teach you about collisions at the same time. I just wanted to do something different because I always do chairs, and if I do a tutorial, it's going to be a chair. Chair break. Could animate the back to open it. No. So yes, backsies, that does affect collision. The moment, literally the moment, even if it's static animations or anything like that, the moment you add animation, it will then put a collision box over the entire animated area, which is why things like, you know, like the deers and everything, if you try and jump on the back of the deer, you're stood at head height, because the deers are fully animated. They've got animations to them. Build shovel too. I mean, a shovel would be very easy to build, to just pop in here. Right, things like that. This is the way I build something like that. So you want it to be probably about 50 in height. Not height, sorry. Length. Then let's put the mirroring tool on. So I pretty much do it as if I am making just, well, I mean, a shovel probably would be fairly 2D. There we go with that bit. A little bit more. And let's let's get our wooden handle all the way down. All the way down. Select this again. I'll have it go around about there. Yeah. Probably want it to open. Bring it up. Probably didn't quite make it as long as I could have done. Yeah, let's make it 53. There we go, lovely. And here's our shovel, all of that jazz. So what I would do from here is I would pull it up so there's one voxel between them. And then I would pull that up, leave that as one. And the shovel shape isn't the greatest, but then I would also have this, that side. And do it this side as well, with these bits of going down that, probably not for the very tip, with that all the way out, and the tip dipping, whoops, tip dipping down right there. About that. This is very, very rough. And trim, and because it's not really being used, I'm just going to set it to floor, rotate it. I want to flip it up, so that way. Shovel isn't the greatest, I know. And then all we would do is put spade down and there. Yeah, it probably would have been better to have the rotation somewhere else. Now, this will do. And fit there, up slightly. Will do. There you go. And then, oh, that's not quite right, is it? Hear it at all? Go. Then that's now got the collision there. More spade shaped. Well, it should, but for now this will do. Like flatter on the handle side. Well, that flat's perfect. Needs to be more spade shaped down here, but you get the idea. You guys get the idea. This is super quick and rough. I made it in what, like a few seconds. But the chair, this is probably the best way I can show you how to do that. So once again, Control No, and it's all about collisions and how we break things apart. Remember, the moment we add any form of animation, whether that's actually moving animation or different statics. By different statics, I mean things like this. So empty table, idle, idle 2, and tidy. Like, the moment we add these additional ones other than just oh gosh, other than the main, like other than just idle, it then does the collision from the biggest area. And generally, if you're making moving animation, such as that does have moving animation, but I'm not allowed to show you that. Do assignments. If I have anything with moving animation, I can show you. I mean, this technically. So the moment this has moving animation, it will go from the largest point. So even though all the movement is inside here and we've got this, the collision box will be from this top point to this area. So the fireplace is already like this, but because I knew I was doing animation, I didn't cut off this floor. But even if it was just the idle and fire on, idle fire on, it would still have that collision from the highest points. But things like a simple chair, anything like that would be absolutely fine. So what we're going to do is new chair. The proportions for this chair are most likely not going to be correct because I'm trying to do this as quick as possible. So the chair, top of it, 55, and all of that's absolutely fine. So we're going to go for have some dark chair feet. Go from here, go up a little bit. And then we're going to go for I do red chairs. Let's just have a purple chair for a laugh. Right, purple chair for a laugh. Nice, regal, purple chair. There we go. And put it down. Pull this front bit. Right, take the mirror. Let's just make it go higher. Okay, that's probably about right. We're going to pull that forward. We're going to pull that back, side and side. Lovely. And then we're going to do the back of the chair. All the way up to the top. Almost. And a little bit like a toilet, not going to lie. Okay, lovely chair. Let's put some arms on it. Lovely. Right, we got the chair. I already want to sit on it. Perfect. The form should still be active. Only click the ones that I put in. I don't know if the forms other people put in. The only questions on my form should be, one, it should say today's day for the giveaway, and it should have what platform did you watch, what username, and your Ethereum address, so I can obviously send you the asset if you win. Right, we're not going to go into details. This is a chair. We can all agree this is a chair. I have trimmed the volumes. Once again, it goes from highest point to highest point. As you can see, this is now in an invisible box. Go to our control node, name this chair. I'm going to grab our chair and move it over here. If I hover over it, you can see that white box right there. That is our bounding box. That is where our collisions are. So your avatar, if it tried to jump on top, would be stood on the top, which you don't really want for a chair. Maybe, you know, you want... It wouldn't look as good. I wish I did some of the colours a little bit different on here. Let's do the arms, a slightly darker purple. I'm only doing this because it's hard to tell what's actually going on this chair. Gonna have the arms a slightly darker purple, as well as like this bit going up. Right there. On the side. Right, this whole section can. There we go. Lovely. Right. Okay, beautiful. So we got the chair. We got the chair. We're all happy with the chair. Great. I'm happy with the chair. It's not brilliant, but I'm happier. So we want this broken down. Much like the cart, what we're going to do is we're going to do the sides. So we're going to have back, and we're going to have side 1 and side 2. Chair's super simple. The main chair is going to be the bottom of the chair and any bits that are part of it, so this part of the leg. And all we're going to do is off of the chair node, we're going to do back, and once again we're not doing a child node off of the back, we're still doing it off of the chair. And then we're going to have side 1 and side 2. Going to move our respective ones over there to their positions. Now they are all over here. We click on this And as you can see, we've got some funky stuff going on. That's because we have numerous right there. So this is the back. We are We are deleting everything other than the back. So I'm just going to drag this, delete everything other than the back. If the ghost bit's getting in the way, you can toggle that off and just double check you haven't missed anything. I always like to keep it on. Trim your volumes. Because we're not going to be positioning the chair in a weird place, we keep the pivot where it is, so we don't have so we don't have to move it and reposition it. We're just going to keep it there. So now we've got the back. We're going to go to side 1. Once again, much like the cart, we're going to just delete everything that isn't side 1. So I'm going to go from here all the way down. Take this top bit off. Which is why sometimes it's good to take the ghost off. And then we're going to take all of this, and I'm going to go to the face tool and just take that. As we can see, we got just the arm, and trim it. Now we do have, as you can see, there's this empty space right here. That doesn't bother me too much. We could, depending on how you've made it, you might want to do side 1A, side 1B, and chop it up just a little bit more, but for me this is absolutely fine. I don't mind this tiny little gap. It's not really going to affect it too much. We just hover over that bit. It's not going to be too much of an issue. We are now going to go to side 2, and once again we're going to do the exact same. Delete all of this. All of this section over here and all the way down. We're missing everything. Trim. Make sure you trim. That's the whole point of doing this. Make sure you are trimming. And then what we're going to do is go back to chair, and we are going to take off everything other than this lower section. So everything we've already taken off is now going to get taken off. I'm going to do all of this. All of this back section. Make sure to get that. Take all that. This is why the ghost is really, really handy, because you will see the interference if there is sort of molding into one another. And we've got that, we've trimmed it, it's absolutely fine. And there we go. Now, as you can see, as I hover over each individual piece, our chair is now broken up into these sections. And this is how you would break it apart. So now, if you, in the game, if you jump on top of this chair, you are no longer going to be stood up at this height in the middle of the chair. You are now going to be stood on this bottom section here if you're trying to stand on the chair. So this one's a little bit easier for me to show. So this one originally would have been all one piece, and the collision box would go from this top point all the way across over here. So if you stood in the middle, you would be stood right at the top up here. So this really shows you now, if you stand on here, you're stood on there. Right, let's close this form, because I should have closed it earlier. We've had double the responses than people, so that's cool. For the chair dragon, what's its name? Who was in a relationship? Wait, what? Chair dragon? Who's the chair dragon? Wait, Clancash, you been streaming? It's a chair to transform into a dragon. What chair dragon? Why are we transforming a chair into a dragon? Coming soon, I think. Perhaps. Who knows? Yeah, I think they are as well. Right. Is there anything else I need to teach you guys real quick? Let's just get this form open so I can choose a winner. For the giveaway! For the giveaway! I cannot turn a chair. I mean, maybe. Don't make me though. Like, that seems like a lot of work. Right, let's go through these. Wow, how did it... Cool, cool. Okay, so this one person submitted 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Right, I can finally use this. Where have you gone? Shame! You only enter once, for shame! Naughty person! You get all of them deleted, by the way. For shame! Shame bell! All of it, there's... No, I've put it so you can only do it once. You have to actually go through a lot of effort now to fill this form out more than once. Right, let's just see if there's anybody else. I mean, some of you have gotten smart in being sneaky about it, but I can't do anything about that, so... Oh, we got one more! One more! Submitted twice. One more. No! Right, okay, that's enough for the shame bell. Enter once! Don't ruin it for other people. Oh, do you know what though? Not a single person, usually right at the end, there's always people like, I don't have MetaMask, or they write something that isn't an Ethereum address. I've not had any of that. So well done. Okay, I've checked it. I think everybody else is fine. Let's do the random number generator. So number 2 starts at number 2. And all the way goes down to a cheeky 239. Feel like that isn't right. How do I enter? It's too late, my friend. I'm sorry. 111. Good old 111. Let's find you. That's a lot of people. Oh, okay. I've not seen this person, but I will put your name in a minute. I have got to make sure you haven't won. I don't recognize the name, so I don't think you have won. Great name, by the way. Person who's won. And you won. The winner was from YouTube again. Wow. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. My last 4 winners have been from YouTube. And today's date is the 28th. Let's highlight all of this. Right. So, the winner for today's giveaway was... Living with Dragon! Well done! I'm retiring from YouTube, here I come. Living with Dragon! See, you guys are all gonna like head over to YouTube and the next winner will be from Twitch and I'll feel real bad. But yeah, Living with Dragon, congratulations, well done. That's NFT will be with you sometime in March when I do the mass sending. So I've got all your details, all your stuff. Congrats. I wish I could live with dragons too. I don't know. Would they be friendly? If they're friendly dragons, sure. If they're going to be a little bit angry and I've got to live in fear, probably not. Right. So to finish off, obviously I've talked to you a few things. I also showed you how you could go about making a wheel very, very quickly. And how we break things down for collisions. What do you guys want to learn? Do you want us to do a fairly bigger project? We've got Easter, I think, coming up. We could do a fairly large Easter project if you want, because a lot of the times the bigger projects, they go over quite a few weeks, so it would be quite nice if we could get something ready for Easter. I'm thinking maybe like something where I'll show you how to unlock templates again. I always like showing new people how to unlock templates, editing the avatars and stuff like that, and doing animation. Maybe some basic animation, yes, for sure. Why don't you build something with vote from Discord? A whole world? You want me to build a whole world? Some basic animation, unless it's reference to her? Wait, oh, yeah. Make it into an egg hunt. Who? Okay. Right, so maybe with the votes, I do like the vote method, definitely. I definitely like the voting method. Where's the hype? The hype! The hype! Woo! Hype! Woo! There's the hype. It's gone now. It's gone. We're at the end. So I think we will do an Easter theme thing and put some animation into it. Once again, do remember when you make something with animation, it will put collision around your whole animation. This is technically fine if you're building something for yourself to use and perhaps not something in the future to sell, just because other people purchasing it might not know the mechanics of Game Maker to then be able to turn collisions off and hide things about to then make it so collisions are in certain places. You get the idea. There's a lot of stuff. But yeah, we'll go over that. I'll come up with some ideas. Maybe I'll put it, see if we can get a vote going. But yeah, we'll do some basic things like unlocking templates and editing templates, as well as basic animations that we will hopefully turn into maybe something a little bit more intermediate level, not advanced. I like to try not to do too high advanced stuff on here, so you guys get to follow along. And so I can answer your questions regarding VoxEdit and the sandbox and all of that fun stuff. Right, we are coming to the end. Whoops. Coming to the end. So once again, hope you guys really enjoyed this. Love doing these streams for you guys. Quick shill time. If you haven't already, make sure to go check me out on all of my social media-y stuff. I am PandaPops on YouTube and on DLive. Definitely check out DLive. Really good streaming platform. I've rated it quite highly. Then I am PandaPops90 on Twitch, PandaPops90, and on Twitter I am, you can find me, I think it's like PandaPops7, but Sandbox tweets me out, so if you follow Sandbox on Twitter, you should be able to find me fairly easily. And follow VoxEdit on Twitter as well, the official VoxEdit. Follow them, do it. You need to have all these links equipped. I do. Should I? I'll quickly grab my Twitter. My Twitter's the quickest to grab. You guys. There you go. There's my Twitter. Grab my Twitter. I'm going to quickly put in the VoxEdit Twitter as well, the official VoxEdit one. If you guys want to go follow VoxEdit over there, you definitely should. They post some cool stuff. Who won? You stepped out. Living with Dragon won. Living with yay! I will be having way more tutorials come out. I'm really sorry for the delay. With my new job at Sandbox, I've been trying to get a lot of content done and out ready for you guys. So yes, my YouTube has slacked a little bit and I apologize, but I will be picking up the pace and getting a whole bunch of stuff out for you guys. Anyway, as always, have a great morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the metaverse, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.